YouTube is dying not because of YouTube itself, but YouTubers. I'm going to turn it around on the people who say you fell off. The fact is, the biggest contribution to why the YouTube algorithm sucks so bad is due to YouTubers. The complacency of YouTubers is the reason why you see the algorithm being so bad, and the algorithm outright suppressing the average creator, but will give people like Ludwig and others who are massive creators an easy gain. They don't care about new people. And now they're trying to replace you all with AI. You all deserve this. You made this. You made the state of YouTube as it is. YouTube was once a hub to where you can go on the internet and speak your mind. And if you knew how to do the title and the tags and even the thumbnail, you can get views. People want to say that it's you just don't understand the algorithm, you're not doing it right. No, the fact is I used to listen to videos where it was just audio video of people talking. I get that far less due to the fact YouTube doesn't recommend me it. And you say, why don't you look for it? Well, like I said in my previous videos, the search function of YouTube doesn't work. It doesn't want to work. People don't want to search anymore. And people allow this to happen. Instead of, actually trying to go after the issues of YouTube, you know what the average person did? They changed their bio to Clippy. That's going to help YouTube. That's going to save the algorithm. Anytime something happens, they change their profile picture to Clippy. That's going to do something. It kind of reminds me of how the Democrats say we're going to write a strong letter to the Republicans in the United States. Oh, well, you're trying to ruin the economy and trying to cause more forever wars with the Middle East and now South America. We're going to write a strong letter that's going to really show them. No, it doesn't do a thing. Other platforms with their users actually do something. Look at TikTok. TikTok changed their way when a lot of TikTokers were threatened to go on different sites and actually not use the platform and were actually trying to damage TikTok when they were doing something bad. YouTubers, on the other hand, they bend over to Google. You YouTubers, you big YouTubers, you medium YouTubers, you bend over to YouTube. No other platform has a user base more compliant than YouTube. YouTubers are just the most compliant people ever. They're fine with the opaque nature of the YouTube algorithm not telling you if you're being suppressed or not. And if you bring up if you're being suppressed, it will suppress you. YouTube is one of the most censorious website on any platform. I say more on TikTok than I can on YouTube. TikTok just allows you to say more stuff. Now, there are more transparencies of what you can't say, yes, but at least with TikTok, they're very transparent about if you say a comment that TikTok doesn't deem to like, it will tell you in your notifications. YouTube doesn't have that. YouTube outright doesn't tell you when your comment gets removed. Same thing with your video. There are times where I had videos I posted on my old account that would just get randomly removed. Instead of being notified, I did something wrong. The reason why I lost my alt account was because they didn't tell me I lost my alt account. Yes, my alt account literally disappeared. You know why? Because YouTube doesn't like me. They don't like you. And these YouTubers, they will constantly say that you fell off, you're not doing good enough, you suck at making videos. That's not how YouTube works. The first videos on YouTube were pure slop, but made by a human. In reality, these people who complain about AI should be happy that AI is taken over, because technically AI is more efficient. AI does have a certain form of quality. Why do you think there's like this, why it sucks to be certain animal group, or why it sucks to be certain person, certain group? AI video, it's like white background with a crazy looking AI looking face, and they're using AI voice. And they get a bunch of views because they're doing the minimum standard of what you need to do to get views. And because YouTubers say you need to do it a certain fashion, that's what makes it where the AI could do it easily. People talk way too robotically. The way I speak, I don't try to edit out stutters or misspokes because I'm a human. I'm not going to pander to YouTube's algorithm just so I can get views. I should be getting views when I put my title in to give people a sense of belonging and meaning when they find a video that sounds similar to what they think too. Because if the algorithm was fair, my videos will at least get 200, 300 views at the start when I make a channel. And then it will grow over time. But the YouTube algorithm decided, no, you are shadow banned. You don't deserve those views because you're not good enough. But we allow people who torture baby monkeys. Like I still see videos on YouTube where they show outright torture videos of monkeys. Of course, they get taken down quickly, but they stay up for a few hours and they, get taken down again from people they know are just using those monkeys to abuse them. And I'm not talking about oh mistreatment. No, I'm talking about like cartel style torture videos of baby monkeys. They get views. There are people who only use AI that's doing Spider-Man Elsa style AI gore, where they substitute the gore for a spaghetti and all that, and they get a whole bunch of views. Why is that? Because YouTube deems it to be good. It's not people searching it up. It's the algorithm pushing it, because that's how you grow. You grow by the algorithm, not by quality. Quality is a gaslight term that YouTubers say. There was a time you had to be doing quality, but that's not a thing anymore. That's not a thing. And these YouTubers are pissed off because well, I can't grow anymore as these AI channels grow. Well, get good, buddy. Use some more AI like they do. What are you doing? They can pump out 10 to 15 videos a day, and they don't even need to touch a keyboard. You better step up your game. You fell off, huh? That's what it is. These YouTubers made it this way. Yes, the average YouTuber did this. If you want to blame anybody, blame the average YouTuber. Not Google, not Alphabet, not the people working in YouTube. Blame the YouTuber, because they are at fault. They allowed this to happen. They like this to happen. They only don't like it if it affects them, because then they'll have more competition. They don't want competition. Once you get so high in the YouTube algorithm, and if you have like a system to where, well, most people can't grow, but only few can grow, they like that, because they'll always get people to click on their videos and watch it enough, and people wonder, why ain't I getting videos from like small creators? Why ain't I getting videos that are short or long or whatever? And what's happening is that because YouTube wants the most efficient YouTubers as possible, well, the most efficient YouTubers are AI slop content. Why do you think the most people getting the most views on like YouTube Shorts are literally AI videos for kids? And these people, I mean, YouTube Shorts, you can get like 25 cents per million views. So yeah, that's a fact. You only get 25 cents per million views. You don't get nothing on YouTube Shorts. The only reason why people use YouTube Shorts is because it boosts your engagement time. It's where you may get a long form video, get views, but it's two separate algorithms, by the way. It's a massive scam. But you see that YouTube is pushing AI slop. Like, if you don't use an account, you're only getting shoved YouTube slop. And they know this, and that's why they're pushing AI more. They don't want to pay you. They just want the AI slop to keep pumping. And guess what? The average YouTuber did this because they were too afraid to call out, well, maybe we should go back to the old algorithm where, you had to use a search term. Because there's always algorithm on YouTube. But the primary use of YouTube was its search feature because it was based off Google. YouTube search was the biggest reason why people grew. Because when you search up a tag, a topic, you know how people don't use tags no more? I don't put tags in my video. You know why? Because they don't work anymore. They legitimately don't work. I put tags in other videos, and they don't make my views go up one bit. People actually found out that if you don't put in tags, you have more of a chance to grow. Tags are actually a detriment. The only reason why they keep it there is because people in YouTube's department who works on the system are too lazy to take it out. They want you to use hashtags or don't use tags at all. Because, they outright say that your the biggest contribution is not your thumbnail or your tags. It's determined if YouTube recommends you in the home feed. The home feed is what 99% of the time you get views. You won't be recommended in the home feed. You won't get views. That's a fact. If you don't get recommended in the home feed, you don't get views. Because the search function, it's fundamentally broken. The tag system, it's fundamentally broken. The recommendations on videos you watch, it's fundamentally broken. It comes to like if you watch a video and they say watch something else, it's broken. The home feed is what gets you views. It's like TikTok, but worse. People can grow on TikTok, but people can't grow on YouTube. Because TikTok understands how this type of algorithm works because they're the ones that started it. They're the ones that started the homepage is your most important. But that's the thing. When you make a video on TikTok, you are pushed on the very, very top when you first put out a video. To where you may get a minimum 200, 300 views at the start. And those are our people. They just swipe you. But if they watch it, then more people get recommended. They're trying to copy TikTok. The problem is, YouTube still uses the old algorithm that YouTube was once famous for having, which was actually quite good, but it worked for search. It worked for recommendations, but it wasn't like what you see with TikToks. Search was your biggest friend. If you search something up, you get more topics based off what you search instead of what you watch. It's stuff like this is why TikTok has grown, and you see TikTok and Instagram And even news outlets are talking about how TikTok and Instagram is starting to outcompete YouTube. They're starting to see more people switch over to TikTok and Instagram over YouTube. Younger generations are starting to switch over more and more often. And because the incentive of going to be a YouTuber is dying. Does YouTube care? No, because they have TV. They have all sorts of other systems. And the only reason why they don't care because they know they're a monopoly. They're the only content providers where they're the only ones that get views for long-based content. Long-form-based content is only on YouTube. TikTok has long-form content, but it's not good. There's alt tech sites, which is all shit. But, will the average YouTuber watch this video? Will a person stumble on my video and say, "You're right, TP Bunhole"? No. Because this won't get recommended to people. Even though this is a very, very notable topic people need to bring up. And people don't want to bring it up. Because they want to gaslight you. They want to mock you. They want to outright destroy any hope you have if you want to become a YouTuber or just someone who wants to make videos just to talk to somebody. You know what happens when nobody don't have nobody to talk to? That causes a sort of like a pressure cooker situation. You know how people talk about radicalization? Well, when you radicalize somebody, it's because you have no one to talk to. These people who make this website the way it is, and the YouTubers who let it happen, don't understand the reason why you see so many more radicals these days. It's because you censor people, you shadow ban people. At least with TikTok, they tell you when they ban you, you're about to be banned. YouTube doesn't tell you. YouTube doesn't tell you when your video is been suppressed. It doesn't tell you when your account's suppressed. And these other YouTubers will say, yes, Daddy YouTube. And they would tell the YouTuber, the small YouTuber startup, no, you are bad at making videos. You are not good at making content. It's your fault. Knowing that it should not matter about the quality. The videos I make tend to be just talking about stuff. I rarely make videos with stuff, it comes like most people how-to or something like that. I just make videos to talk about. And you know what? There were people back a long time ago who used to get millions of views doing this. But you know what happened? The algorithm and the complicity of the average YouTuber who is fine with this. And you wonder, why is there so much Elsa Gate, content farm, AI slop on my feed? Because you did this. I like the AI videos, actually. I really do. Because some of them, I don't have to worry about them complaining about money because they just make everything automated. They don't have to spend time in their day to make these videos. They just steal a topic from a YouTuber who did it physically and with his own voice. And he can use a better voice. And he can make 10 videos out of that, or 15 videos out of that. And he didn't have to lift a finger, probably. Maybe just click one tab to make the AI script and video. He didn't have to do shit. And he makes tens of thousands of dollars. He or she. You did this. You could have easily said no. But you know what you did? You bend over and let them fuck you. Good job.